Okay, great. Thank you all so much for being here today. Clearing homeless encampments and moving folks into shelters, tiny homes, supervised safe camping sites, and housing has been one of my top priorities since I was elected. And on all fronts, we are making progress. We're here today to share a little bit about the progress we've been making in tackling the challenges we see in our local riverbeds. For decades, the unhoused have fled to the riverbeds for shelter and community. So, our county, along with our partners, are making a concentrated effort to change that. We've been working in the San Diego and Sweetwater riverbeds to really make progress on our homelessness crisis in our region. So today I'm joined by our partners from the San Diego River Park Foundation and People Assisting the Homeless, to discuss the progress that's been made to move people from our riverbeds and also to share some insights into the work that's being done. Since January, 179 people have been moved from the San Diego and Sweetwater riverbeds into permanent or temporary housing, and one person has been reunified with their family. This means that on average, about 20 people per month are being moved from the riverbeds into housing. We're also protecting the waterway by cleaning up the embankments and clearing the debris. After decades of inaction from prior regional leaders, I am pleased with our progress, although we still have more to do. The progress we're making today is because of the collaborative spirit that we've been able to harness in our region. Our county pursued and won more than $20 million in grants, and then we shared these resources with the city of San Diego and other cities. We got our state and providers involved, and together we've moved 180 people from the riverbeds. We've been working together. That was not happening before, and I am committed to keeping that going. What many people cannot begin to understand is why someone would decide to live near the riverbed. It's complicated. There are people that have been out there for decades. I know you will hear with the coming speakers some of the numbers and counts. I was surprised to hear that the average length of homelessness in San Diego County is a decade. Our service providers like PATH are the experts. We count on them to go in and build trust and show people that there are better options. So with us today is Kendall Burdett, an outreach case manager with PATH. He has extensive experience engaging the riverbed homeless population, and he's here to share more. Please welcome Kendall.
Thank you, Supervisor Lawson-Remer. It's awesome to be gathered like this. Today happens to also be World Homeless Day. What that means for us is that we try to take a moment about everything that's been accomplished in serving the homeless population of San Diego. Where we're at and where we hope to continue to go. Again, so having the County of San Diego to give us this time to speak, and Supervisor Lawson-Remer, it's very exciting. We're very hopeful. PATH San Diego provides outreach, interim housing, veteran support, employment assistance. We operate permanent supportive housing communities, and we connect our unhoused neighbors to safe and affordable housing. Last fiscal year, we're very proud of this, PATH San Diego served nearly 8,000 people and helped over 1,100 people make it home. It's a number that could be much higher. It's a number that we also celebrate. So you'll forgive me if I get a little misty-eyed and choked up about it, but it's obviously something that we care very deeply about. I am only one of several PATH team members working along the San Diego. I'm only one of several PATH team members working along the San Diego River to connect our unhoused San Diegans to services, shelter, and appropriate housing. Each person's episode of homelessness is unique. Like the San Diego riverbed itself, it's diverse. There's many different aspects to it, and the people that seek shelter there are no different. People seek to build shelter and to find community in the San Diego riverbed that they're not going to find anywhere else. These are not individuals that we're going to see downtown on the sidewalks and on the streets. These are people that have been homeless or experiencing homelessness chronically, which means for a period of 5 years or more. The average number of years of homelessness of individuals or households in our particular area, the San Diego River, is over 10 years. Many unsheltered people seek refuge in the San Diego River because it provides them isolation, but it also provides them with a sense of autonomy and protection that they're not going to find elsewhere. People tend to build makeshift shelters. They're actually rather impressive. There's a lot of self-sufficiency at play there, which are skill sets that we like to help people identify and to build upon as we get them on the path to housing. Living unsheltered is obviously not easy, and it's never considered safe. This is why we feel it's so important that we meet unhoused San Diegans where they're at and to continue to build or rebuild trusting relationships. Here, I've been invited to share, I'm for sure going to get emotional about this. I've been invited to share personal anecdotes of some of our success stories. Generally, the most important thing I could say is this: these programs and these grants and these funds and these resources, these things are working. They are working. They work slowly and they work tediously, and sometimes we fall behind, but we catch up and we keep going. When we build trust and we lay the foundation of trust with people that are unsheltered in San Diego, specifically in a vulnerable area like the San Diego riverbed, and then they get housed, they remain housed. And that's a statistic that we like to talk about. We don't feel that it's focused on enough. I'll be very general. This last summer, for example, just a few months ago, we had 3 separate households, single mothers with children in their care, that got housed. They were brought out of a period of housing instability. They were brought out of a period of chronic homelessness, and they are in permanent and supportive housing situations that also allow for their children to continue to go to school, to remain connected to services, etc. There's a number of individuals now that have active housing matches to new permanent supportive sites. We're very excited about this. And in the spirit of reflection, like we said, World Homeless Day is today. There's individuals who were housed, were coming up on what would have been their first and second and third year anniversaries respectively, that were housed, remain housed, and then due to a variety of medical reasons, they each passed away. But they passed away and transitioned out of this life having been housed and helping people in their life to connect them to resources. Some of them were also homeless. So when we house an individual, we are ending homelessness generationally. So that's not just a Band-Aid solution, that's true resolution. I'll just say lastly that we can't do anything, any of the small and seemingly unremarkable miracles that occur on a day-to-day basis that we get to be a part of as frontline outreach workers don't happen unless we have community partnerships. Here I'm also going to get a little wax a little personal. I feel very strongly about the San Diego River Park Foundation. The data for many years that they've compiled in conjunction with our outreach efforts have created for lack of a better term, a perfect storm of support for the people that are in the riverbed. The San Diego River Park Foundation recently identified PATH and awarded PATH its Partner of the Year, which is a great honor. Anyway, I'm going to get all misty-eyed about it. They're an organization that is indispensable and invaluable to the city of San Diego and to the county of San Diego. We're very proud to have been working with them and to continue to work with them. We are excited to continue to find solutions to all of these things. It's very awesome to be here. And thank you again, County of San Diego and Supervisor Lawson-Remer.
As you just heard, those living in the riverbeds are in survival mode, and many are entrenched. I was so saddened to hear the duration of time that so many of our people in our community have been unhoused. People have been sleeping in the riverbeds sometimes more than a decade. And it's these folks that we're trying to help. The San Diego River Park Foundation has been focused on helping the members of our community who are congregated along different parts of the San Diego River. They recently did a census count, and they can share a little bit of that data with us today. But we have to keep working on this challenge. So here to discuss their work is Rob Hutzel, the CEO of the San Diego River Park Foundation. Please welcome Rob.
Hi, everybody. Rob Hutzel, and I was one of the founders of the organization some 23 years ago, so often I'm in the role of a historian. But just recently, we completed our fall census. It's one of 3 snapshots we do of the San Diego River each and every year. And in this most recent survey, we documented 423 people living in the area that we surveyed, 423. As a comparison, there are about 445 people living in East Village. So a lot of times there's attention brought to other areas of the region. We're here today to raise awareness a little bit about the San Diego River population, which is equally large, but a different population. It's a group of people that, for whatever reason, have ended up in the riverbed. The River Park Foundation stands here today to be part of the collaborative spirit of helping people in need. That's why we're here. And as you can see from our wonderful partners like the Path San Diego and of course the County of San Diego and the Supervisor and the city and so many other partners, we're all here to make a difference. With winter rains approaching, people, their stuff, their personal items, and all of the trash along the river will be also washed down the river once again. Now is the time where we need to double our efforts to really help people before those rains come. In case you don't know, there's about 225,000 pounds of people's stuff and trash in the riverbed today. We have an amazing group of community members and my incredible staff that organize community cleanups. We also document where things are, also where people are living. That's what we do really well. We know the riverbed better than anybody. And our census shows that the trends are starting to look better. In Santee alone, year over year, we've seen nearly a 20% reduction in homelessness. That is the start of a lot of great stuff, and it's really related to the County of San Diego, the Supervisor, and others who have brought funding in to increase the work of Path San Diego and all of the public agencies to help people provide the services they need and the housing that they need. Hopefully soon the trends along the river in Mission Valley and Mission Bay Park will start to look better. Because the winter rains are going to force it one way or another. And I think we all can agree that these are people. These are members of our community. We need to help them and provide what they need where they are to help them out of the riverbed and toward a life that's better. And we so appreciate it. We circulated the census results. I'm happy to discuss those further if you like. But the main thing is we're incredibly optimistic about the future and everybody coming together to really address this really growing challenge. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So in closing, the top line message for our community is that the county and cities across our region are making progress on clearing river encampments because of the collaborative spirit that we've been able to build today. 180 people have been moved from the San Diego and Sweetwater riverbeds into permanent or temporary housing since January, which is about 20 people per month being moved. This is positive momentum. After decades of inaction from prior regional leaders, I am pleased with our progress, but we definitely still have quite a ways left to go. So we're going to keep working on it. We're happy to take any questions or do any one-on-ones. Thanks.